That was a glorious victory, wasn't it?
I don't want to be anybody's prisoner. I want to be a queen.
Oh, and so you will be. When you cross the next brook. I'll see you safe to the end of the wood, then I must go back, you know. Oh, that's the end of my move.
Thank you very much. Can I help you out with your helmet?
Oh. Now one can breathe more easily. Oh. Oh, I see you're admiring my little box. It's an invention of my own to keep clothes and sandwiches in. You see, I carry it upside down so the rain can't get in.
But the things can get out. Do you know it's open?
I didn't know it. Then all the things must have fallen out. The box is no use without them. Oh, can you guess why I did that? In hopes some bees may make a nest in it. Oh. Then I should get the honey.
But you've got a beehive, or something like one, fastened to the saddle.
Oh, yes, it's a very good beehive. One of the best kind. And the other thing's a mousetrap. I suppose the mice keep the bees out. Or the bees keep the mice out. I don't know which.
I was wondering what the mousetrap was for. It isn't very likely there would be any mice on the horse's back.
Oh, not very likely, perhaps. But if they do come, I don't choose to have them running all about. You see, it's as well to be provided for everything. That's the reason the horse has all those anklets around his feet.
But what are they for?
To guard against the bites of sharks. It's an invention of my own. Oh, now help me on. I'll go with you to the end of the wood. Oh, what's the dish for?
It's meant for plum cake.
We'd better take it with us. It'll come in handy if we find any plum cake. Help me get it into this bag. It's rather a tight fit, you see, as there are so many candlesticks in the bag. I hope you've got your hair well fastened on.
Only in the usual way.
That's hardly enough. You see, the wind is so very strong here. It's as strong as soup.
Have you invented a plan for keeping the hair from being blown off?
Not yet, but I've got a plan for keeping it from falling off.
I should like to hear it very much.
Well, first you take an upright stick, see? And then you make your hair creep up, like a fruit tree. You see, the reason the hair falls off is because it hangs down. Things never fall upwards, you know. It's an invention of my own. You may try it if you like. Wow.
I'm afraid you haven't had much practice in riding.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Because people don't fall quite so often when they have much practice.
Oh, I've had plenty of practice. Plenty of practice.
Indeed.
The great art of riding is to keep your balance properly, like this, you know. Oh.
I hope no bones are broken.
Never speak up. The great art of riding, as I was saying, is to keep your balance properly. Like this, you know.
This is too ridiculous. You ought to have a wooden horse on wheels. That you ought.
Does that kind of go smoothly?
Much more smoothly than a live horse.
I'll get one or two. 7. I'm a great hand at inventing things. Oh, I dare say you noticed that last time you picked me up that I was looking rather thoughtful. Well, just then, I was inventing a new way of getting over a gate.
I should like to hear it.
Well, I thought to myself, the only trouble is with the feet. The head's high enough already. So, first I put my head on top of the gate, and then I stand on my head. And then the feet are high enough, you see, and then I'm over, you see.
Yes, I suppose it'd be over when that was done. But don't you think it would be rather hard?
Well, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know for certain, but I'm afraid it would be a little hard.
What a curious helmet you had. Is it your invention too?
Yes, but I've invented a better one than that. Like a sugar loaf.
Oh.
When I used to wear it, if I fell off the horse, it always touched the ground directly. So I had a very little way to fall, you see. Although there was the trouble of falling into it, to be sure. It happened to me once. And the worst of it was, before I could get out again, the other white knight came and put it on. He thought it was his own helmet.
I'm afraid you must have hurt him being on the top of his head.
Oh, well, I had to kick him, to be sure, but then he took it off again. Oh, but it took hours and hours to get me out. I was as fast as lightning, you know?
But that's a different kind of fastness.
Oh, it was all kinds of fastness with me, I can assure you. Oh, but it was again. Put another man's helmet on. Mary, can't.
How can you go on talking so quietly, head downwards?
What does it matter? My body happens to be. My mind goes on working all the same. Oh, in fact, the more head downwards I am, the more I keep inventing new things. Now, the cleverest thing of the sort that I ever did was to invent a new pudding during the meat course.
In time to have it cooked for the next course?
Well, not the next course, no. Not the next course.
Then it would have to be the next day. I suppose you wouldn't have two desserts in one dinner.
Well, not the next day. Certainly not the next day. In fact, I don't believe that pudding ever was cooked. In fact, I don't believe that pudding ever will be cooked. And yet, it was a very clever pudding to invent.
What did you mean it to be made of?
It began with blotting paper.
That doesn't sound very nice, I'm afraid.
Oh, not very nice on its own, but you've no idea what difference it makes mixing things like gunpowder and sealing wax. And here I must leave. You are sad. Let me sing you a song of comfort.
Is it very long?
Oh, it's very long, but very, very beautiful. Everyone that hears me sing it, either it brings the tears into their eyes, or else
what?
Or else it doesn't, you know? The name of the song is called Haddock's Eyes.
Oh, that's the name of the song, is it?
No, that's what the name is called. The name really is the aged man.
Then I ought to have said that's how this song is called.
No, you oughtn't. That's quite another thing. The song is called Ways and Means, but that's only what it's called, you know?
Well, what is the song then?
I was coming to that. The song really is Sitting on a Gate, and the tune's my own invention. I'll tell thee everything I can, there's little to relate. I saw an aged man a-sitting on a gate. Who are you, aged man, I said, and how is it you live? His answer trickled through my head like water through a sieve. He said, I look for butterflies that sleep among the wheat. I make them into mutton pies and sell them in the street. And these I sell them unto men, he said, who sail on stormy seas. And that's the way I get my bread, a trifle, if you please. But I was thinking of a plan to dye one's whiskers green, and always use so large a fan that they could not be seen. So having no reply to give to what the old man said, I cried, come tell me how you live, and thumped him on the head. He said, I hunt for haddock's eyes among the heather bright. I make them into waistcoat buttons in the silent night. And these I do not sell for gold,
a coin of silvery shine. But for a copper halfpenny, and that will purchase 9. I sometimes dig for buttered rolls or set lime's twigs for crabs. I sometimes search the grassy knolls for wheels of handsome cabs. And that's the way he gave a wink, by which I get my wealth, and very gladly will I drink your honor's noble health. I heard then, for I had just completed my design to keep the man I bridge from rust by boiling it in wine. I thanked him much for telling me the way he got his wealth, but chiefly for his wish that he might drink my noble health. And now, if e'er by chance I stick my fingers into glue, or madly squeeze the right hand foot into a left hand shoe, or if I drop upon my toe a very heavy weight, I weep, for it reminds me so of that old man I used to know, whose look was mild, whose speech was slow, whose hair was whiter than the snow, whose face was very like a crow, with eyes like cinders all aglow, who seemed distracted with his woe, and muttered mumblingly and low, as if his mouth were full of dough, who snorted like a buffalo. That summer evening long ago, a sitting on a gate.
Well, you've only a few yards to go. Just over that next brook. And then you'll be a queen. Oh, but you'll stay and see me off first. You'll wait and wave your handkerchief when I get to that bend in the road. I think it'll encourage me, you see.
Of course I will. And thank you very much for coming so far. And for the song. I liked it very much.
Yeah.
I hope so, but you didn't cry so much as I thought you would. Goodbye.
I hope it encouraged him. And now, for the last brook, and to be a queen. How grand it sounds!